status as monitor to stop him getting thrashed. He'd smiled at her shyly, and she'd never forgotten that smile. And when she'd seen him again, 3 years after she left school, she hadn't been able to believe the change in him, because Dave had grown and grown. He was a 6-footer now, with wide shoulders and woe-betide anyone who bothered him these days. Not that he used his fist without cause. He didn't. But he hated injustice, and any bully would get short shrift. Rose gave herself a mental kick up the rear. No sense or decency in mooning over her best friend's husband. Instead, she lavished her affection on his 2 lovely kids who called her Aunt Rose. Davey, who was every inch his father's boy down to the dark hair and chocolate brown eyes, and sweet little Alice, fair and delicate with blue orbs that lit with excitement each time she was given a sweet or a cake Rose had specially baked for her. She took after her mother, and there was no doubt that Dora was lovely to look at. Rose chuckled to herself. She stood no chance of getting Dave Blake's attention and didn't expect it. But a girl could dream, couldn't she? Even if she had only a few years to go to 40. She wouldn't have taken the chance if it had come, if she were truthful. Dora had been her best mate since she'd come to work at the factory after Dave volunteered for the Royal Navy. Much to Dora's disgust, he'd signed up as soon as the war was declared. "No choice," he told Rose. "What kind of a bloke would I be if I took a shore job when they need strong men like me?" Rose's smile vanished like morning mist. This bloomin' war. Dave didn't come home so regular now. None of the men did since that rotten old Hitler went bonkers and started a war. Stood to reason, didn't it? The German leader must be mad to start another big war. Rose still remembered the last one, all the pain, grief, suffering, and want it had produced, even if she had been a youngster then. No wonder Dora moaned all the time. The whole nation would be grumbling soon enough. The last conflict went on for more than 4 years. This one would probably be the same, despite all the jingoistic songs about hanging out their washing on the Siegfried line. "Are you going to be all night at that bloody sink?" Reg's truculent tones broke Rose's reverie. "I'm going down the pub. You know where to find me if you need me." Rose didn't answer. She didn't fancy a trip to the pub. Besides, she had a load of ironing to do. Reg would expect all his stuff to be ready and packed into his kit bag for him in the morning when he got up, undoubtedly with a headache, to catch the early train. Oh, she would be glad when he'd gone and she could get off to work and her mates, even if it meant she'd be alone again. Dora Blake sighed deeply. This work was boring enough at the best of times, but when there was nothing much to look forward to when she got home, it became even more tedious and she felt the weight of her responsibilities like a heavy blanket. 2 kids forever hanging on her skirts. Not that Davey did that much these days, but Alice was a clinger and Davey's eyes reminded her of his father. When she broke a promise or forgot to get home on time, his eyes seemed to accuse her, just the way his father's did when she didn't live up to his high standards. "I bet you miss your Dave being around," her friend Rose Parker said as Dora glanced yet again at the clock on the factory wall. "I know I miss having a man about, even though Reg is a mean old so-and-so. He's better than nothing." She gave a cackle of laughter and received a suspicious look from Mrs. Winter, their bossy line supervisor. But there was nothing to see. Rose's hands, assembling the delicate parts that were coming down the line, hadn't stopped for a second. She clicked, twisted, and sealed automatically, putting the finished item into a trolley behind her at the same time as Dora, leaving the supervisor nothing to say, except, "Watch what you're doing, Mrs. Parker. That stuff you're handling is dangerous, you know." "Yeah, I know." Rose pulled a face and rolled her eyes at Dora, as if they didn't know that it was dangerous work, that the products they handled could cause an explosion if not treated with care. It was a munition factory after all. "Don't fret, I shan't blow you to kingdom come." "She's on the warpath again," Dora whispered. "I heard Mr. Smith telling her that we'd got to up our work rate again to keep up with the government's demands." "What the bleeding heck do they think we are, machines?" Rose said, then yelped as she faltered and stubbed her finger on a sharp piece of metal as she made a grab for it before it passed her by. "We already do more than they do in their precious little offices." Dora agreed, her face alight with amusement. Rose always had something to say.